Namaskaram. In the past several months, I've made mention of this new custom web application that we're building as part of Shuddhi Vidhya. And our intention behind building it was that we were facing a lot of issues with Google Classroom in that even though it's free and it works, it didn't let us customize the experience of the students and have certain special features that we were wanting. So this custom web application is going to be a solution that's tailor-made for our specific needs, and it will help us to conduct online courses in the manner that we choose. So it's going to give us this flexibility and this intentional design that will help us to very specifically design the experience of the students. Now, what you're looking at on the screen right now is from a video that I made some time ago showing you the UX prototype. It's basically a set of images put together to represent what the application will look like when it's completed. So this was a while ago that I did this just to show you what is in store. So some time has passed and we've actually been engaged in developing this application, and I thought that today I'll show you a quick glimpse of where we are at development, and I'd also like to get into the specifics of what we are using in terms of the tech stack to develop this application, just to give you an insider's preview of what's been going on. So what you're looking at right now is the homepage. It's basically got a placeholder. This is where you'll see the student profiles being populated, and this is going to be accessible for anybody who's not even logged in. And the moment you log in, you get to see all of these icons. Let me show you what it looks like logged out. So this is what a logged out user would see, and you can log in by clicking here and you'll be able to enter your credentials. And you'll be able to see your profile picture and some icons here. Now the main part of the application is inside the dashboard. And this is where you get to see all of the tabs associated with your content or content that is meant for you. Now I'm logged in through an admin's account, so I'm getting to see all of these extra stuff. So the admin panel is just a way for the person to conduct their administrative activities. So this will basically contain a list of individuals who are yet to be approved. And these are some user roles containing permissions. There's a list of institutions. And some members, institution admins, class admins. So these are some administrative data lists. And we have the announcements tab, which contains a list of announcements. And this is an assignments tab where you get to see a list of assignments due for you. And this is the courses tab where you get to see a list of courses. The courses in the assignments part are yet to be complete. And then we have the groups. So you'll get to see a list of groups. And also reports. So students will be able to submit their assignments, and all of that will be stored in a report section. And the class admin or the institution's admins can come and have a look at the performance of their students in different courses. And a lot of work has gone into developing this chat feature. So this is the chat functionality where you get to see a list of users that you have the ability to chat with on the left side, and you can click on them and you get to see the chat stuff. And you can also search for stuff. Now, this is all that's been developed so far. And you may think that this is very trivial. It looks very minimalist. There's not much developed. But actually, so much work has gone into developing just this much. If you actually know something about development, it's actually very difficult just to get the authentication part right. And there's very little things here and there that normal users would never even think much of. That actually takes a lot of work behind the screens to make it happen. And a lot of work has gone into assembling this part where users are able to log in and they're able to chat with people, and you get to see a list of announcements, assignments, and people are able to create and modify stuff. So all of that part has been taken care of. Now from what I've shown here, the major things that are yet to be done are the courses section, which is actually the very essential aspect of the entire platform. So this and assignments, which is also a component of the courses component. These two are pending, and also we need to polish some of the user interface. But for the most part, the CRUD operations as they're called, which is basically create, read, update, and delete. All of those are in place. You can create stuff, you can edit stuff, you can delete stuff. So all of that stuff is taken care of, and it took a while for us to get here. This is actually the second iteration of my effort to build this application. The first time I actually went with a different technological stack and it ended up not working out. So I had to redo the back end of the application, and that took a while. Initially, I went with what's called AWS Amplify, which is offered by Amazon. And this was a managed backend service. I thought it would be very quick to set up the whole thing. And I ended up building the application in it, and then realized that it didn't offer me the flexibility that I required to make some of the additional functionality happen. So I had to completely abandon that and redo the backend in Django, which is a Python-based framework. Let me quickly show you what that looks like. So this is the code base for the application. This is the backend. You have the API and then the UI. And the API uses the Python-based framework called Django, and it's a GraphQL API, which is actually something that's very useful in maximizing the efficiency of the data traffic so that we can minimize the maintenance cost of the application. And it took a lot of work to actually get the authentication done in the authorization part and some very fine-tuned features like subscriptions. Subscription is basically the ability to automatically download new information from the database instead of having to refresh the page to get the new information. So when you're using our application, you'll automatically get updates whenever changes happen in the database. So all of that took a lot of work to fully finish the API. And now the foundations are set. Now we just have to keep incrementally adding new features that have already been done in one way or another. So that's the API. And then for the UI, we are using Angular 12. And it's a framework that I've worked with quite a lot. So I'm familiar with it, even though backend is something that I've never really worked on. And I've had to learn a lot to make this happen. So this is the mid-July update on what's been happening with this application. I'm actually very excited about the progress that we've made so far, and it should take the next few months for me to build out the rest of the functionality and have it tested and have us launch a beta version of the application. And once it is live, we're going to have additional expenses on hosting this application online and catering to the traffic that we'll be getting from the students that we're teaching. So a lot of the maintenance part of the application is yet to be seen. We don't know how much it's going to cost. So all of those challenges lie ahead. But for now, the development is going strong. This is something that I've fully invested in and it's ongoing. The overarching goal of this application is that we want to have a very customized experience for the students, but also we want to scale this up in the future. So this is basically a foundation for a very long-term plan of transforming the way education happens. And I have very specific plans for this. And once the application is operational, you'll get a good sense of how potent of a platform this is. It's going to not only cater to underprivileged children receiving high quality education, but also it's going to transform the way education is perceived, it's received, and it serves in the society. So I'm very excited to show you all of that. It'll be very evident once the platform is operational. In time, of course. These things take time to fully mature. But for now, this is the current status of the development. Please feel free to ask any questions or share your suggestions or feedback or thoughts down in the comment section below. I'd be very happy to respond to them. And if you wish to support our initiative, please feel free to donate or volunteer with us. You can find links down below in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.